Afternoon, boys and girls. Just wanted to do a little bit of a slightly in-depth video on the Red Bulls. You've probably all seen Tomleys' video. I mean, I've got nowhere near the subscribers he's got, but obviously I was pretty heavily involved in that in the background. So, but I probably shouldn't rise to it, but some of the comments on Tomleys' video have just wound me up a little bit, because I know it's keyboard warriors, and it's not that negative really, it's just irritating. So I wanted to clear a few things up. So the D'Agostini RB7, I'm going to put it out there straight away, it ain't a great model. Yeah, they're super cool, they look really cool and everything, but performance wise it's not great. Now, hats off to Tomley. As far as I'm concerned, that was awesome footage, and that was out the box, how it was built out the box. Now, part of the reason for doing this is kind of to stick up for my bestie, who actually built it. Now, there's a lot of bad things on that car, but he did a lovely job building it, and I want to show you what and why. Yeah, it didn't handle, and there was loads of things wrong with it, but how limited you are with these models, and we're going to address that. So I've got a couple here in various bits. There's one I've been modifying. Well, there's the Ferrari. None of these have been run. I got them to the point where they could run, and then I took them apart and decided to do something different. So the model that Tomley has actually belonged to Steve, my best mate, or Demo as I call him. He built it, did a lovely job of it, and I put click start on it. Now, before it went to Tomley, we checked it all over and sorted some things out, and I said, you can't sell it to him like this. I said, there's too many things wrong with it. Anyway, I checked and checked and checked, and everything he'd done was correct. Now, let me show you some of the things that are rubbish on the F1s, all right? So there's a couple of people on about the lack of grip and this, that and the other. Right, okay, and some people are saying, oh, it needs a new steering servo. It doesn't, right? But you could put a better one in, but I want to show you the things that are wrong. So this is the back end of the Red Bull. The Ferrari is slightly different, which I'll show you in a minute. But there is no adjustment. There's nothing you can do. The springs are really stiff, and there's virtually nothing you can do out the box. So you're limited there. The only thing we've got some 10th racers as well, and you put different shock ends on. So we put slightly longer shock ends on to give it a little bit of clearance. Now, this has been built up standard. This is me playing, and I'll explain that in a sec. But this is straight out the box, right? And watch what happens now. As you tried to, I've taken the steering arm off there, but as you tried to steer, right, the steering arm hits the suspension arm. That's straight out the box. See that there? So that's rubbish in itself. Now, if you pick it up, if you extend these, this problem gets even worse, which gives you less lock. I mean, it's a shocking design. It's an absolutely shocking design. So my solution, part of my solution, I thought, right, okay, let's pop that off so you see what I'm trying to do. So I want to move that forward, the push rod forward. I mean, so if we move that forward, then hopefully we'll get a little bit better steering. It's actually catching the other side now. Okay, so now we should have some decent steering. But you can see it's still hitting. That shouldn't be happening, but it does. Now, if you lower it to prevent that happening, then the chassis touches the floor. And again, you've got no adjustment here at all. So ideally, you want full lock, and you want it fast and everything. But it's a tricky one. Now, we're going to the Ferrari. Now, what they've done on the push rods on the Ferrari, they've given them some clearance. Let's just move that shell over there. So you can see, now that's how that came out the box. So there's some cutouts there, but even then, it's so close. And this is possibly too low. And you look at let's try and line this up. There's hardly any, I'll put it on the floor actually. So this is how it was built out the box. And let's stick it on the floor and see what we're dealing with. You cannot possibly run an RC car like that. It's just, you can't do it. I mean, that's probably 3 mil off the floor. Yeah. Watch me pressing that. So you can't do it. So these are the problems we're up against with these models, and probably why a lot of them remain static. Like I say, absolutely hats off to Tomley for running his straight out of the box, because I thought that was awesome. So the solutions we're coming up with, let's get that back up there. So clearly we need to pick it up, and I want to move this forward. So what I'm playing with now, I've bought some Traxxas 16 3V rocker arms. I want to put bearings in there, because it's all very well me moving this ball out, but that alters the geometry to the spring. So this is going to take a fair bit of work to get this sorted. I'm going to stick this one back on the shelf, and I've got a front end in bits. So let's throw that up there till I got more time and get the front end down. Okay, so another rubbish part of the design. If we pop this up, you'll see there's like a rack and pinion steering. Hopefully I can turn this. And that's how the steering works. So you've got slop there, you've got a rubbish servo saver operating this rod. Again, no adjustment whatsoever. Now watch what happens to the camber when we go up and down. If I can hold this together where it should be. There we go. Well, watch the tracking. So you've got awful bump steer there. Because they haven't put the rods parallel. Like I say, it's an awful model really. So we're going to have to play with this a lot. And again, zero adjustment. There is nothing you can adjust on this model. So that's why I'm playing and modifying. It's, someone else also commented on, let's just get that back in my tip of the garage somewhere. Someone also commented on the tyres. There was 3 different compounds of tyres available. I think these are a little bit softer being on the Ferrari, but again, there's various things we can do with that. Let's pull the Ferrari back out again, because the suspension on the back end of this is different to the Red Bull, and the tyres are different. So again, we've got the same rocket design on here, but zero adjustment, nothing we can alter on it. But we will get there, we will get there. I mean, well, you've just seen this on the floor, and it's touching the floor. As soon as I steer, I mean, that's just no good. No good like that at all. So we're going to re-engineer this. I'll be in contact with Tomley and help him along the way, because we want them all to perform as well. So, as for the diff, now the diff is just a geared diff. I don't think it's sealed, so you can't change the oil in it, which we can alter that, of course. And who knows? That would have been just built up with grease. All right, then we go on to the next comment with gyros and what was the other one? Oh, the perfect pass module. Well, the receivers, I mean, Tomleys is straight out the box. The only modification is quick start, and it's got a 2.4 gig radio. But with modern radios these days, I mean, my own radio, I can slow down the throttle. I can put I think I can put a 5-second delay from, is it 5 seconds? I forget now, but anyway, I can put quite a delay on. So yeah, of course, you add a gyro in, you add modern radio gear, you re-engineer the front of that, and I think they'll actually be really good. But yeah, there was, that's just me sticking up on the comments really, because kind of annoyed me. I mean, you try and find footage on YouTube for one of those running, and all you'll see is them spinning around in a car park. Well, you know, bad footage from years ago. So we'll have a re-engineer, we'll have a play, and I'm sure we can get these doing something cool. I mean, realistically, you just wouldn't buy one. You wouldn't buy one, but asides the fact they're unique and cool, if you could buy a 7th Nitro F1 that was anything like that, they'd never sell. But no, we'll get there and we'll make some really cool models out of this. And yeah, that's all from me really. Bit of a pointless video, but just had to have my say. Right, catch you later guys.